Welcome, one and all, to the best show on Tuesdays, our favorites. We weekly go through either a category, a genre, a director, whatever we're feeling, and we talk about our favorite movies that we feel in that category. And smooth. Thank you. And this week's, we're feeling a little song in our pants. We're feeling a little happy singing along.
Singing along.
Do you have a song in your pants?
I have a song in my heart, but apparently we have songs in our pants now.
There's songs just moving out throughout all of our bodies, right? We're just feeling the groove, right? No? Well, Casey
slap him.
He can't reach me. When Casey couldn't tell, we're talking about musicals.
I threw a pen at him, audio listeners. And yes, he deserved it.
Thank you.
Yep.
Okay, But yes, musicals. I love musicals. I love singing. I love feeling happy. And I love feeling sad when it wants you to feel sad. I just love musicals.
Me too.
Hell yeah. And to start off today's favorite musical, we have our one and only Jared.
That's
Jared,
me.
What is your favorite musical?
My favorite musical of all time is 1776. Came out in the year 1972, I believe.
Well, it can't be real then. It has to come out in 1776.
Shut up. It is an adaptation of the Broadway play of the same name, which came out in 1969, I believe. I'm waiting.
I'm not going to say anything on that, but okay.
Nice.
Thank you. I believe it won the Tony for Best Musical, and I think the only awards anything it got nominated for the movie was cinematography. Directed by Peter Hunt. Peter H. Hunt. There might be a syllable in the middle there.
Yeah,
syllable? Letter in the middle.
Close enough. A letter is a syllable.
Yes. So it features most of the Broadway cast. A couple differences. One of them being half the female cast. Yes, I said that because there are two female roles. One is,
it is 1776.
But also first, the story is about the drafting, voting on, and signing of the Declaration of Independence in the titular year. So when you're in the Continental Congress for, what would you say, 70% of the time?
Oh, yeah.
There's no women in there. So
also, isn't one of the women's primary purpose in the movie to cheer Thomas Jefferson up?
Yes, and then the other one is to console Adams when he's feeling lonely
and send him, I don't remember what it was. Was it beer types?
Saltpeter for gunpowder.
That sounds about right for the time period.
Yeah. So
that was
but I was gonna say one of the Martha Jefferson, I think that's her name.
Mm-hmm.
That's Blythe Danner, who is, has been an actress for a long time. That's Gwyneth Paltrow's mother.
Oh,
she was pregnant with Gwyneth Paltrow while they were filming the movie, so Gwyneth Paltrow is technically in it. Not really, but she was there.
Wow.
Well, that's
a
fun fact.
And of course, John Adams on stage and in the movie is played by William Daniels. Everyone knows him from Boy Meets World.
Mm-hmm.
I believe is it the middle school is named John Adams Middle School?
Oh,
or is it the high school?
It's the high school is John Adams. The middle school is John Quincy Adams.
Okay.
That's kind of funny.
So that's why
I think that's how it goes.
And William Daniels is great. And what did you say? Man, he looks a lot different from these two things, but man, does he sound the same.
He sounds exactly the same manners, everything.
Kind of talks like this.
Yeah.
Interesting. So was it like Hamilton before Hamilton?
Yes.
It's except it's not rapping.
Oh, sure.
It's not.
Sure,
it's a very different style of music.
The way the songs are kind of set up is very, you were right. It's a companion piece. Well, Hamilton is a companion piece to it.
Hamilton doesn't exist without this.
Yes.
Interesting.
And it's because I thought I read Lin-Manuel saw it as a kid, not way back when, but at some point in his youth saw it and loved it. And that because of his love for history.
Interesting.
So that's why I thought, I could be wrong, he didn't cast someone as John Adams in Hamilton. He's not a character in it like he's mentioned, but I don't think he's an actual character.
Yeah, no, I don't.
Because William Daniels is the only one to him who is John Adams. So it's one of those things, when you watch them back, they're two very different things, but they complement each other very well.
There are a bunch of references in Hamilton to 1776, the whole sit down, John.
But he adds a little more flair to it.
Interesting. So
Sorry.
Oh, I was gonna say obviously I haven't seen it. So I'm just making this clear. But so I do want to watch this now. It sounds really interesting.
You can borrow Jared's Blu-ray.
There you go.
After you fix your Blu-ray player and watch Jake's copy of Belfast.
I have to fix it first. And although I did realize you're going to yell at me for how simple this was. I'm going to
yell at you no matter what.
But
was it not plugged in?
I didn't try the old trick of unplugging it and plugging it back in.
Oh, good God, Dickey.
Well, because the other day...
Speaking as an IT professional... You need to sit down.
See, here's the thing. IT professional knows it's the problem. Noob... That's the only solution I know.
That's the one I didn't do.
So you have two ends of the spectrum sitting right here, and you didn't even. Because
I unplugged and plugged the Blu-ray in. I didn't unplug and plug the TV in. And
you make me want to cry and also scream and also throw things. You have something else to throw at him.
So I think it's going to work now. Is what I'm saying.
No,
so I will be able, in fact, to watch 1776.
Okay, I'll hold this.
Okay, we'll save it for later.
I will be able to watch it now if you want.
Well, after you power through Belfast, which is about 97 minutes.
Yeah,
and then you can watch the what cut did you watch of 1776 recently?
Oh, the 3-minute extended version.
Yeah, which is like
that's a lot more fun.
What is it? 167 minutes?
It went from like 100. It went from like I think it was like 2 hours and 22 minutes to like
2 hours and 35.
No, it was like 2 hours and 27 minutes. It was literally 3 minutes.
I could have sworn it's 2 hours and 40 some with the extended. I
couldn't find anywhere on the internet where it distinguished between the two, so I looked at the time code when I started the movie to tell the difference, and it was only like 3 or 4 minutes.
And there's some jarring cuts because they took a couple songs out of the theatrical cut, and when they put them back in, it doesn't just slide back in. So I think it's at the beginning after they tell him to go out.
I didn't notice
the opening song because the song you're gonna love this, Dickey. It's called Piddle, Twiddle, and Resolve. And and it's a great song, but when you watch the theatrical version, it's really short. When you watch the extended version and it's the full song, there's like another minute or two added to a song, which a minute or two is not long as a movie, but they actually like add that. And plus, Cool, Considerate Men is the song Nixon didn't like, and he had it screened at the White House before it came out, or like around the time it came out with Jack Warner, because they were buddies. And he told Jack Warner, "Hey, I don't like how you're going after the conservatives in this movie. Can you take this out?" So Jack Warner did, and then sometime recent, in the last couple decades, they put it back in. It wasn't like a controversy. It just they just took it out. But I don't get why I love that song, and it's fun. Like I like every single song.
I honestly did not like it. Well,
the movie itself or the song?
He wasn't a big fan of the song.
Okay. I was not a big fan of the movie version of the song. The Broadway cast is excellent.
Okay.
I feel like I couldn't hear what was being said in the movie.
The guy,
there's a lot of echo in it for some odd reason.
Just weird, like sound designer mixing or whatever.
Yeah,
it's the older movie kind of. Yeah, it's peaking sort of thing.
Okay, that makes sense.
The main antagonist is Mr. Dickinson. I can't remember. I think it's just John. Mm-hmm. But Mr. Dickinson from Pennsylvania, who's the one pushing hard against not voting for independence. And he wasn't. He was up against it, but they portray him as a villain, which I think, they have to do something like that to have an antagonist, but I don't think he was like that. Okay. As hard like that. That's what I've read. I heard his offspring weren't happy about that.
Interesting.
But also, he's the one singing, and the movie version is much more. What's it? Because the Broadway version, he's way more pompous.
Contained?
He talks like this and sings like that in the Broadway version on the cast recording. But then the movie, it doesn't sound like, he sounds much more grounded. I wonder if that's the difference.
I wonder if the point for the Broadway show is to make him sound more like an English sympathetic.
Yep.
Interesting.
And
whereas you don't want to portray that necessarily in a movie.
That's a good point.
That makes sense.
And there also might not have been space for him to act like that in that soundstage where the Continental Congress was.
That's true. But it's also really funny.
It's got Jared's favorite quote ever.
Really?
There's a million of them, though. I can't.
It's curious.
It's basically if you took the script and you took out John Adams and Ben Franklin's and just smushed it all together, that's Jared's favorite quote ever.
It's there's just so many, and of course it comes to like the insult of calling someone a fribble. And it's like not that bad of an insult. Well, he calls them, they straight up start fighting with their canes when he calls them a lawyer. Landlord, lawyer. And he just starts swinging his cane. Yeah.
Sir, we have a telegram. Your son has been arrested. What did the little jerk do now?
Yeah.
Interesting.
We're going to New Brunswick.
The hell I am.
What are we going to New Brunswick for? For the drinking
and the whoring, of course.
Right up.
All right, when we go.
Yeah, it's one of those things where it takes a big step for not portraying the founding fathers as these immortals.
Okay.
It's like these are people who acted like people and had faults. It doesn't go as hard on certain aspects, especially with Jefferson, because they bring it up about slavery and him writing into the first draft about the anti-slavery clause. But I feel like it hasn't aged as well because they don't go as hard into it.
That's fair. That makes sense.
Jefferson's a very divisive figure.
The dude that played him is very good, though.
Ken Howard, rest in peace. I think he died in like 2016 or 17. But yeah, and I will say to wrap it up, there's a great quote. It's not a funny part. It's like an actual good quote. Is during cool, consider anyone what it's like. Don't forget that most men with nothing would rather protect the possibility of becoming rich than face the reality of being poor.
How'd you like to borrow $1 from them?
Yeah. How'd you like to borrow $1 from one of them? So there's still parts of it that stay relevant.
And then that's followed up with my favorite song of the show.
Mama Look Sharp.
Yep.
Where the one
that was so haunting. Oh my god.
And the lighting in that's really good.
Like it looked like a play.
It's because
it looked like play. It was crazy.
Because everyone leaves Congress. And it's just like the dispatch boy, the courier, and the janitor and an assistant, and the courier singing about his experience on the battlefield at Lexington Concord, and the only light is like a spotlight on him in this dark room. Okay. And it's a very haunting, sad song.
It's wonderful.
Because it's about a son lying in the bushes dying, calling out to his mom.
Wow.
Yeah. Okay, now I want to watch it again. Let's just go right now before we talk about his. Let's just go watch it.
Well, okay. Yeah, I mean, I'm definitely going to add this to my list, and for anybody that has not seen, hopefully you convince them to add this to their list, because it sounds super interesting.
We could keep going, but let's.
Yeah, it's my turn now, and I'd love to talk about my favorite musical, and it's one that not enough people have seen, but I really genuinely want more people to watch this. It's called Sing Street. It came out
2016.
I was gonna say all like about 6 years ago. Like I can't do math.
What did we say?
Yeah, you know that.
It's 16 or 17 somewhere.
Yeah,
rears its ugly head.
It is directed by John Carney. It actually has the main character is, if you have ever seen Coda, the main character is her boyfriend from Coda, and this is when he was younger.
And the female lead is it Rami Malek's partner or wife or
Lucy Boynton? I didn't know that.
Isn't that her name? Isn't that who that is?
It might be.
I thought it was.
If it is, I just didn't know.
Wasn't she also in Bohemian Rhapsody with him?
No one remembers
playing that movie. Lead. Wasn't that her?
I really don't remember.
I can't remember. I could be completely wrong, and that's mixing it. But I feel like I've seen her in other things.
That'd be awesome. And also, one last casting thing: the really bad boyfriend from Midsummer plays the brother in
the older brother.
Or the older brother.
Don't say too much. Jake has not seen it.
No spoilers. I know.
Don't even say I know. We have to remind you this every time.
I have also not seen Midsummer, so.
Oh my gosh! Well,
so be careful.
Okay. Yes, but no, So you know how in the Midsummer he plays a bad boyfriend?
No, I don't, because I haven't seen Midsummer.
But he doesn't know anything about it other than that Florence Pugh is in it.
Okay.
Yeah.
But regardless, so the crazy thing is like how evil he plays in Midsummer compared to like such a good person he was in Sing Street. And I could gush about Sing Street so much. So the main plot for Sing Street, for those of you that have not seen it, is a teenager is pretty much just trying to hook up with a girl, and the way he wants to do that is by making a band. It's not the most.
I mean, this is the way my high school experience started.
And that's one of the things that I like so much about this is that it's very simple. It's very down to earth compared to like other musicals. Like I know I haven't seen 70-76, but like La La Land or like other like Singing in the Rain. Ones that like really take the genre and kind of just go, what's like not fourth wall breaky, but go a little bit more surrealic That's not a word.
What he's trying to say.
No. It goes.
What he's trying to say is in those other musicals, it's people breaking out into song, whereas in Sing Street, they're always performances.
Oh, okay. You should talk for him more often.
He's trying to say whenever they're singing, it's people who are performing because they're in a band. Every single song is them performing as a band, whereas in like Singing in the Rain, they're doing vocal exercises and then just break out into Moses Supposes or what you know what I'm talking about.
I've never seen that.
Oh, you should. It's very good.
It's really good. But yeah, thank you actually for saying that a lot.
I know what you meant. Usually I have an idea what you're going to say, and then after 5 minutes of you saying it, I can summarize in one line.
I really appreciate that. But and I will not. This is not spoiling anything. But the high song, the high point in this movie is "Drive It Like You Stole It."
Okay.
And that song, once you listen to it, will never leave your head. It won't.
How does it go again?
Drive it like you stole it.
That's the point of the joke.
This you like.
Come on.
Go.
I know. That's the joke.
I know, but you say that and you just get me going.
But is that your favorite song from the movie?
It's torn because as happy as that song makes me feel, some of the more the slower songs like
To Find You. I knew he was going to say To Find
the
You.
one that I was going to say.
But what's my favorite song? That's the thing. Do you remember what my favorite song from the movie is? We have not said it yet.
Is your favorite song one that they actually perform, or is it one of the soundtracks?
It's performed in the movie, but it's they're practicing. They're not it's not at the show.
It's in a practice.
Yep.
I was gonna say
it's a bit of a montage too. I think it's been a while. It's been like 5 years since I saw it.
The Beautiful Sea.
Nope.
Is it what's the?
This is gonna be fun. Half of his time talking is gonna be him trying to guess this.
So while he's thinking about that, in the same way, would you call School of Rock a musical?
It kind of is. I mean, now it is a musical.
How about?
Because it has a Broadway show. Yeah.
How about Rocket Man?
Yeah, I mean that straight up has musical numbers that aren't just them performing.
Is it Riddle of the Model?
Like look at everything in the fantasy sequences outside is like a kid.
I suppose.
Or like the Saturday Night's All Right scene where everyone's dancing at the carnival.
See, I guess
because that's people dancing.
In my head, the way it transitioned, it makes it seem like it's being performed like a rock song. Just the way he goes through the fence and. Anyway, we're getting off topic here. I just love.
But it's not a performance. He's just existing.
That's true.
In a flashback.
I'll patiently wait.
What?
Is it Riddle of the Model?
No. Oh my gosh. This is taking a while.
Are you going to continue to try to guess?
He can't just tell me which one.
It's one word. It's a one word.
Up.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Going up. Ding, 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 ding.
She lights me up. Obviously, I'm a great singer, but
I feel like the parts of songs I remember, they give poor little chubby bassist kid like nothing to do. He's playing up when he comes in halfway through the song. He's playing just one note, just do this the whole time. Yeah, he barely changes notes. I'm like, man, they're doing him dirty.
They don't have crazy bass lines by any means, but that's
80s like pop rock.
And I was gonna say
I like these songs, but man, they do them dirty.
But that's a really
just
cool
like in School of Rock, they do it to her too. Just hitting one note. I'm like,
yeah.
That's no fun.
But you saying the 80s remind me of another thing that I love is because part of the reason why he makes this band, and it helps with his brother's influence. And they're like, this isn't a big spoiler. This is just a casual thing. They're sitting down there watching TV, okay? And they're watching, oh my God, why am I blanking on the band's name that was in the TV? Duran Duran. And they're like, hey, we like this song. And then they go try to make that song again, but they make it their own. Well, actually, no. First, they do try to do a cover band. And they try to do the same song, and it doesn't work. And so they realize the best way to make music is just to make it your own. And honest to God, just the thing that just sets this apart for almost any other movie for me is, I know you guys both know this.
Careful.
Oh, I cry
at everything.
Yes, that's what I was gonna say. I know you know that I cry at everything, but the ending for this is so hopeful. That's the perfect word. That it just like it realizes that you can always find a new beginning. You can always just find like the good side to be on. And
I did jump off the couch. Yeah,
dude, it lifts your spirit so high.
I feel like when I go to watch this, I'm going to know how it ends now.
I probably.
Okay.
But it's a hopeful ending. That's not a spoiler. That's me saying just a tone. And that's kind of the tone throughout the whole movie. I'm
going to be real honest with you. Even if it's not a spoiler, you're going to get blamed for it.
Oh, I'm sure I am. And the one thing is that I don't want to like, as much as it's my favorite musical and it's probably in my top 5 favorite movies of all time, I don't want to overhype this for anybody that goes into it thinking it's going to be mind-blowing, and it's not, because it's perfect to me, but it may not be perfect to you. I'm just going to throw it out there. I love this, but I don't want you to come at me I'm going to throw hands because it's not as good as you said it was.
I've heard it takes big influence from the movie The Commitment. Have you ever heard of that?
I have not.
Have you heard of that?
No.
I believe it's Irish or British from like the 80s or 90s, and it's like kids or teens, maybe young adults forming a band.
Okay.
So I have not seen it. I'm just curious how much inspiration it took, because
I'd be curious to know.
Say, if it is Irish, same country, similar time periods that it takes place in, people putting on a band, you just wonder, like, okay, you said John Carney?
John Carney, yeah.
Is that the Attack the Block guy?
No,
that's... I can't remember who that is.
Someone, I know exactly who that is, but I can't remember. But John Carney also did Begin Again.
That's the one I was thinking of.
Yeah, which that is fantastic, by the way. Keira Knightley and Adam Levine did a really good job in that. But another casting thing about that I completely forgot until you said Ireland. Guess who's the dad in this? For all you Game of Thrones fans, Littlefinger.
You watch Game of Thrones?
No, never.
He has little fingers.
You do.
It is Jared's hands is what is performing.
So it's like the Addams Family. Man, I'm getting into this.
Wasn't the mom famous too?
The mom is probably from something as well, but
everyone's from something.
Yeah, but I can't name any of her previous projects. But wrapping it up, that is my absolute favorite musical. It is probably one of my top 5 favorite movies of all time. It's the hopefulness. It's just the very endearing nature of it. It's very just down to earth at the same time. It's a very simple premise, which is what I like. He's just trying to get a girl, and then you just go through the whole swing of him becoming a band, and that band is trying to figure out who they want to be, and just that what I'm trying to think of, that adventure is just perfect in my opinion. So yes, my favorite is Sing Street. So, Jake, you have quite an interesting pick.
Do I? I can't get the roll.
We just blew out who's ever listening. Their speakers are blown. You know what's funny? I made that sound just now, and I didn't hurt. Usually it hurts, so that means I could do it again if I wanted, but I won't. What is it, Jake?
My favorite musical of literally all time. You're all ready for this?
I'm ready. I'm so ready.
Reefer Madness, the movie musical.
I thought you said it was burlesque.
I thought you were going to go with Chicago there for a second.
You didn't want to share? Go ahead. Reefer Madness. Go ahead. You can keep talking about Reefer Madness.
I had to boot that joke. That was rough.
Better than your intro. The movies that we like and musicals sing in our pants.
Yeah, is that what it sounded like?
We have a song in our pants. Actually, Reefer Madness will put a song in your pants.
Oh, do explain. How does it put a song in your pants?
Well, like brownies.
Reefer is this magical drug.
Is it safe to say when you first showed me the case, like 5 years ago at your apartment,
didn't want to watch it with me because you thought it was going to be a porn?
No, I thought it was about fish.
What?
I thought it was about fish, like a reef. I didn't get it at first.
Jared, oh my God.
And then I actually read the back. I go, that's not about fish at all.
All right, so for all of you that don't know what it is,
it's not about fish.
In the 30s, Mr. William Randolph Hearst, a major hemp newspaper manufacturer, started a smear campaign against marijuana. and worked with government and blah, 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 blah. And developed this movie that is called, I believe it is Tell Your Children. Is it actually Tell Your Children?
Yeah, something like that, yeah.
I got to look that up.
How about I look it up and you keep talking?
Okay.
That way you don't have to stop talking about your...
But, so, it's a ludicrous movie about what happens to youths when they ingest the good old giggle stick.
Tell Your Children, 1938.
It is ludicrous and hilarious and is kind of a cult classic sort of thing now, I think.
In like the word, it's because it's basically propaganda.
Yeah, it's the same sort of reason why Rocky Horror Picture Show is popular, I think. But anyway, this is a musical adaptation done for television on Showtime or Showtime? Showtime.
Really? Oh, I didn't know
Showtime,
it was an actual movie.
2005, I thought it was.
I thought I just looked at I have the thing still pulled up.
But anyway, it stars... Oh, what's her name? Kristen Bell.
Oh.
Christian Campbell. Nev Campbell.
One scene.
Okay.
It's a whole sequence. She does a
I know she
samba.
does. But she's
it probably 4 or 5 minutes then?
No, it's like 8 or 10.
Oh, all right.
She has like 2 lines.
Don't forget Alan Cumming is the guy, the narrator.
and Ralph, the dude from Tales of the Crypt.
Oh, yeah.
Wow, that sounds like quite a cast.
And the SNL, what's her name from SNL?
I don't know. Something Rivera or something? Anna something.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Is a red-haired lady. It is... Okay, I got to be honest with you. It's not the best musical, but it is just wrapped up into so many of the good memories that I have from my college experience that I just can't.
Good memories.
Like, my friend Drew was the first one to show me this thing to me, and I never looked back. We even went to see a production of it at the Grand Rapids Artists. It's the AAA theater. It's on. Really? It's right there down by CC.
Oh, okay, that's cool. Actually saw it perform live.
Oh, yes.
Drew has kind of become the ghost member of the crew for how many times you've brought him up.
Well, I mean, he's like...
You don't even have to say my friend Drew. Just say Drew. If they've listened since the beginning, they know who Drew is, kinda.
Someday we'll have him as a guest, and it'll just blow everyone's mind. He's real, except I'll push it over, and it'll be a cardboard cutout.
There you go. You can always do that. So I don't know, why is this your favorite than
because it is so stupid and so funny and so wonderful and so catchy. So much. It's so much. I watched it with you last Tuesday. Tell me it's not way better than it has any right to be.
I have never seen this really quick, so
I hate it. Kidding. I had a good time. I was very tired. I don't know why I was that tired that day, but I'm watching. I'm like, oh, this is still going. Oh my gosh. What is he doing to the brownie?
This brownie is yummy. It's the greatest brownie known to man.
I do genuinely want to watch this. The fact that I haven't seen this by now is kind of baffling.
Also, Jared was a little thrown off by the, what would you call it? When they start worshiping the god of marijuana.
I was like, what in the...
It's not really an orgy, but it is kind of close.
Yeah.
Oh boy, this sounds wild.
Now, to be fair, I do have a lot of nostalgia with this. It's not aged well.
Nope.
There are probably a couple more rape jokes than what I would like.
Kristen Bell's character is 16, right?
Yeah, and there's a whole song about getting with the 16-year-old.
Oh, yeah, that's a little questionable.
What's the song called? Little Mary Sunshine. And then she, how did it go? How did it go?
Don't look at me.
You saw it.
Oh. It's she's talking about they're gonna play with whips and nipple clips and candle wax.
Okay.
And then she'll
selling this more and more.
And then she'll lather him up because it's pointless to fight. He better settle in. It's gonna be a lengthy night.
Oh no.
There's also like the weird abuse stuff. Like it's played for laughs, but I wasn't laughing. I was like, I'm kind of uncomfortable.
So this sounds like it literally came right out of 2005.
Yep, it literally did.
And it's not it's only a couple of times, but it's
fun.
Not that part. Not that part.
The abuse part? No, we don't condone violence here.
Yeah, we don't condone. Yes, thank you.
I'm sure if Dickey was a character in the movie, he would have pushed them down those stairs and through the bathroom wall.
And there is eating of people.
I'm sorry, there's what? They eat people?
Yes.
All right. So this is moved to the top of my list.
Dude, it's wonderful.
Is it streaming on anything, or am I gonna have to?
It should be.
Army Hammer would love this movie.
Who would?
He said Army Hammer would love this.
God. You said it's on Showtime?
It was a Showtime.
I don't know if it's still on Showtime.
Okay, so I might have to just do like a quick free trial then.
It's free on Amazon, I think.
Oh, there you go. All right, cool.
I know that they print. It's one of those things that Amazon prints to order, like Dr. Horrible's sing-along-a-thon.
Oh, it's so good. Is it like that, or did you just name that because it's Amazon?
Yeah, I just made that comparison because it's not like that.
Okay,
they're very different.
That's fair.
But it is, despite its flaws, despite its poor aging, I love it. I just love it.
Well, sometimes I don't know. At least for me, like when I look at watch stuff from either early 2000s or 90s or whatever, and it feels of that time, it kind of sends me back to when I was that age, when I was 10, 13 years old, like a teenager, and I was just being stupid. It just the good old days.
Dickey, you weren't just stupid as a teenager.
I'm stupid now.
You've always been stupid.
I mean, you did push your sister through a wall, so.
And
she was bugging me.
And you pushed Sam down the stairs.
I had a dream about it. I did.
That's why I can't bring Drew here. He'll be aggressive.
He wants to cut our heads off.
Drew?
No.
Dickey?
Him. In that episode.
I said that one time.
I'm going to cut your guys' heads off. But I don't condone violence.
We shouldn't let him watch this. Ralph will give him ideas.
That's true. Ralph is funny. Well, except for that, though, the song we brought up. All the rest of the time he's funny.
It's hard for me because it's I want to not be bothered by it. And because Kristen Bell is not actually 16 and very clearly not actually 16, it's I don't want to say easy to look past, but
it's kind of hard to look past at this point.
Yeah, it's one of those things that just doesn't age.
Well, and then the other scene where the character is, should I act it out?
No.
Is it a spoiler?
Should I say the word?
No.
Okay, I'm not.
If it's a spoiler in any way, keep as much shock factor as you can for me.
I don't know. I think you should spoil it for him because what he did to you.
Oh my God.
Because he spoiled The Mandalorian and subsequently Boba Fett.
Anyway, is that your favorite movie?
Favorite movie musical.
It is my favorite movie musical. I would say my favorite song is the one that they actually wrote for the movie. I believe they were nominated for something for it.
Really?
The Mary Jane one. It's not what it's called. Maybe it's called Mary Lane.
Yeah, it was
Mary Lane. That's right. That's near the end, right?
Well, what should be the end?
What should be the end? It's a little long.
A little bit.
Okay.
After the Brownie song, it gets a little tedious.
Well, that, like I said, that's moved to the top of my list. Oh, my God.
It's fun.
I can't wait to watch that. You guys got anything else about any of the favorite movies that we mentioned?
Oh, I have a fun story about the movie.
What's up?
This is going to push us into a long time bracket, but
real quick, it was an Emmy.
Yeah, I figured it would be for.
Yeah, that would make sense.
Just saying that before you get your story. And what's your story?
So, you went to Grand Valley.
Yes, I did.
You know where Laker Village is?
Yes, I do.
Do you know where Copper Beach is in comparison?
Yes, I do.
Okay. So, my friend, Drew and I, we were in our apartment in Laker Village on the backside of that parking lot. And our roommates call us from Copper Beach. Hey, man, we're really plastered. Can you come and get us? We don't want to walk back.
Sure, reasonable.
I don't want to go get them. What are you kidding? You walked all the way there. Walk yourself back. And it's like February.
it's not that. It's a little bit of a hike, but it could be worse.
When you're drunk and in cold weather, yes, it is that.
Yeah.
So I say, I can't. I've had too much to drink.
Easy.
I hung up the phone, and they're like, fine, we'll walk back.
Wait, if you hung up the phone, how did you know he said that?
He said that, and then I hung up the phone.
Okay.
And I said, crap, I'm not drunk at all.
So you have to.
So we were watching this movie, and this is how it relates.
Oh,
we
okay.
were just watching the movie.
Sure.
I'm laying on the couch, and if you can imagine me vaulting over the back of a Laker Village couch, running over to the fridge and opening it up, and then pounding a 12 party pack of Parrot Bay.
You had to commit to it. You had to commit.
Yeah, man.
I love that.
So, just to finish,
I will always remember
this brownie is yummy. It's the greatest brownie known to man.
I thought he was going to keep going. He just stopped.
All right. Okay, on that note, everybody go eat your favorite brownie. And
wait, I told some
shout out. I was going to throw it to you in a second, but go ahead, Jared. You give us the social shout outs.
You can follow us on Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, and Instagram. You can listen to us on Spotify, Stitcher, Google Podcasts, the Evil Overlord, Apple Podcasts, and of course, you can listen to us on YouTube. But if you want some funny stuff,
I do hear we're pretty funny on TikTok.
Yeah. You, for a second, thought I was going to make a joke about your little pat on the back comment from 2 months ago.
2 months ago. That was months ago.
Get ready for a full year. We still got the rest of the year to do.
You're going to stop at a year? Wow, that's great restraint.
I'm giving him hope.
It's never going to end, is it?
No.
Oh, thank you.
There's always the option of moving to Tennessee.
Well, maybe I will.
Jeez.
Anyway, thank you everybody for listening to us in our quite different picks. we really covered the full board of musicals on today's episode
of our
favorites. So go remember our favorites and watch them yourself. Watch your own favorites and tell us what they are. And don't forget to tune in once again next week for more of our favorites. And until the next time, everyone, thank you for listening and watching. We will see you later.